Right, Mark, this is you. An opportunity for me to see why you move so fast, even though you look so awful. So the first thing I'm checking for is body position and your head position. Now you do look forward quite a lot, but what's happening is that's not making your legs sink at all, so that's great. Just as you rotate through there, yep, your bum is actually really high in a very straight line, causing very little drag. That's probably where number one, your speed's coming from. So I'll have a little look at the arms, which tends to be quite technical and quite an advanced thing to do. So if we look here, as one arm's coming in, the other one's going away. So you are a front quadrant swimmer, which is great. So what you want, you're not too catch up and you're not swimming like a windmill either, which is good. Now, I've kind of seen this before. It's definitely on your right arm. I've seen it when I've been coaching you. Is it does sort of come in very flat. Comes in very flat, makes a bit of a slap, draws a lot of air down. Then you reach. I did always wonder whether you actually reached upwards, but actually you're reaching downwards. The only thing that I would say here is that when you are making the reach downwards, your fingertips are actually above your wrist, causing a little bit of drag. I know it looks like a very technical issue, but when you consider how many times you do that in something like a 5k swim, it will make a difference. It's at this point where you start to cock your wrist. I would maybe just like to see you cock that wrist earlier, just so that your fingertips were actually underneath your wrist, and then pull through, then bend the elbow. You're doing it now. You've cocked your wrist now. Now you're bending the elbow. That's a lovely catch though. That's what you do well. Getting that nice L shape, getting that elbow nice and high. That's nothing unusual, Mark, but you're doing what a lot of people do when you breathe. You seem to be pushing down, and just a little bit later than when you don't breathe. So when you are breathing, you're pushing down an awful lot. You're not pushing back an awful lot. Yeah. As you rotate in. Good. There's a bit of a... There are times with this high head position that you've got, is that when you come to make that reach, is that you do actually breathe out underwater. You do move your head about a bit as you go making your next breath. Wouldn't worry too much about it. And there we go. You do look awful from the pool side, but I think that's just the actual shape that you use when you're throwing your arms over, as opposed to anything that affects the speed of your swim. So get the other side. Oops. So as this comes in, it sort of comes across, that's good. You do, again, yep, you are showing us the palm of your hand for a little bit too long. Would prefer to see you just cock that wrist a little bit earlier than what you do. Here's your breath side, and on your breath side it's more pronounced. So what's happening is, as you go to breathe, you are sort of like leaving that hand coming out and pushing down, then there. But you do recover that well actually, as it comes underneath. What you do have as well is a good rotation. That's the kind of horizon of the water, and that's your rotation, and what we can see through your swim is that that's very consistent, which is good. Most people over rotate when they breathe. You haven't got that problem. Merely when it's you breathing to your left, and when you're stroking with the right, that's when you start to sort of push down. Like I said, just starting to think about that. It'll probably cause a little less drag. We'll just look at the way this arm comes in. Doesn't seem to cause much drag like that, that slapping. And like I say, this throwing the arms around is just your style. It's not causing any sort of like problems at all. There's a little bit about your swim there that you can kind of catch when you're out of the water, of just where sort of like the hips, or maybe he's doing a bit of snaking. You can just catch it there as well. I wish I'd actually kept the camera up high for longer in your case, because it's not there for long, but I've got a feeling that it is there. It's just as you as you're moving, your body's just a little bit sort of curved, and there's just a little bit of snaking in the hips. I've never seen this when I've been coaching you, of course. I mustn't have been watching. Just a little bit of snaking could possibly do with just a little bit of just engaging your core a bit. I'm just going to go back. Just try and get a good picture of where your legs and your body are at the same time. Right, here we go. Yep, I'm right. What's happening here is, for all your body positions very, very good, what you are getting slightly is a little bit bent. You don't kick a lot, and that's your style. It's not something that I kind of want to change. What's happening is, if you can just see there, is it's a little bit of bumpiness. And I think what it is you just need to maybe just keep a little bit more tension around your core. Just maybe sort of like rotate your hips back just a little bit. That sort of thing of standing straight like a soldier. A lot of people get this off sitting down too long. Just so that you don't end up dragging them legs behind, but also so that you're not snaking through the water. That's going to be one of those things as well, is that it will become more pronounced the more tired you get in your swim. You can see it a little bit there. Just a little bit. But all in all, that's a good swim. It's certainly satisfied my curiosity as to why you travel so fast, and I think the main thing that we can see is that really high body position, that really sort of high bum, legs not sort of dangling about or flailing around behind you, and also that really good catch. Good swim.